Somewhere in a Nigerian village, there lived a kind but weary woman named Adan. She lived in a small hut with her son Chidi, who was her only joy. Adan's husband had died during a fierce storm, leaving her to care for Chidi all by herself. Every day she worked tirelessly, but no matter how much she did, there was never enough food. Chidi was growing weaker, and it broke Adan's heart every time she saw his hungry, sad eyes. Adan woke up early each day, before the sun rose. She carried heavy firewood, fetched water from the stream, and farmed on dry, cracked soil. But even after all her hard work, the little food she grew wasn't enough to fill their bellies. The market in the village was no help either. Everything was so expensive that even one yam cost more than she could afford. No matter how much she tried, it was never enough. Chidi was a cheerful boy who loved to laugh and play with other children, but lately he had grown quiet. His cheeks were no longer round, and he was too tired to run around. Adan would sit by his side, stroking his hair and whispering, "Mama's trying, my son. We will be fine." But inside, she wasn't sure if things would ever get better. She prayed and hoped, but her struggles never ended. One night, after a particularly hard day, Adan sat outside her hut and looked up at the stars. The moon was full and bright, and the sky was quiet. Tears rolled down her face as she whispered, "I just need one day to rest." One day without pain, hunger, or sorrow. She didn't know why she said it out loud, but it felt like the stars were listening. She repeated her wish again, softly. Suddenly, the wind stopped blowing, and the air became very still. The night, which had been calm, now felt cold and strange. A shadow began to form at the edge of the forest near Adan's hut. Her heart raced as she stood. "Who is there?" she called out, her voice shaking. The shadow grew larger until it stood in front of her. It was a tall figure cloaked in black, with a voice as soft as the wind. You called for me, the figure said. Adan trembled, but did not run. "Who are you?" she asked. I am Death, the figure replied. Adan gasped, stepping back, but Death did not move closer.